Hello, I have with me here today Dusty Lapp, who is an NTP practitioner, and he's actually an instructor for the NTA. Dusty, glad to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dr. John.
Got a couple things I want to cover with you today. Number one is you really stress nutrient-dense food and high concentrations of the foods that have the most nutrients that make the most benefit for your clients. How do you go about doing this?
Well, with the superfoods, it's really easy because not only can I make recommendations that they can adjust their diet to include more nutrient-dense whole food into the diet, but now when they walk out my office, I don't have to follow them to the grocery store and shop with them. I can hand them a bag or two of the superfood mix and they can incorporate into their daily life by having a smoothie. Most of them aren't going to eat the fruits and vegetables unless they do it in a smoothie. And so now I can add the superfood mix to that, and it's going to be a huge benefit for the client.
So one of the problems that I always had was if I told someone to eat fruits and vegetables, the follow through was very, very poor. That's what most practitioners, the vast majority of practitioners experience the same thing. And there's even been polls with doctors that said they stopped recommending patients to eat fruits and vegetables because nobody did it anyway. So what you're saying is how you succeed with this is have your client make a smoothie loaded with superfoods.
Right. And the beauty about this is that we can go to My Nutrition Advisor, the website, and let's say my client is having issues with thyroid or sugar handling issues, of allergies. They have stuff with their liver that we've already done the functional on, and we found the third rib is hot. And so I go to the My Nutrition Advisor website and click on free recipes, and it's going to pull down. I can select liver, I can select type 2 diabetes, I can select high blood pressure, whatever the issue my client is facing. And all of these recipes that have been scientifically, in fact, you are the one, Dr. John, that did looking at the research and looking into these. What food is going to address what illness and what disease? What effect is it going to have on the disease? And you put together these wonderful recipes that I can direct my clients to. If they have a thyroid issue, they just select thyroid. It's going to populate all of the recipes, superfood smoothie recipes that they can have, and it's super easy. So
I appreciate you liking that because it took me so much time and so much work to do that. What I did was I would look up a condition like blood pressure, and then I would look up all of the foods. I would go to PubMed, where all the research is stored on the internet, pubmed.gov, and I would look up blood pressure and all the foods that have an effect on blood pressure. And the questions I kept getting when I was doing teaching and instructing was, hey, John, what foods should I have my patient eat? And I would list the foods. I'd say these are the top foods for blood pressure. However, I could give the list of foods, but nobody would eat them. So then I figured, okay, I need to make smoothie recipes that are really healthy. And here's a bunch of smoothie recipes for blood pressure that has the most of those foods in there. So that's what's on the website, and it makes it really easy for you as a practitioner to tell your client, listen, you have high blood pressure. I want you to drink one of these smoothies per day because that has the greatest amount of foods in it that addresses your blood pressure. So that's the way. It's not a cure-all for everything. What it is, it's a way to get the person to eat specific foods for specific conditions.
Which is really the foundation of nutritional therapy, is getting a properly prepared, nutrient-dense whole food diet into their life. And this is a great way to do it and target their specific issues. And that really creates a lot of buy-in for the client because they realize that, oh, I'm not taking a lot of pills. I'm just eating food, and this food is directly affecting the issue that I came in for. So it's really a cool deal.
Now, one of the first things that you said to me that I appreciated a lot was, this is really practical. my patients will follow through with this. And I think that's one of the things that I've strived to do, because all practitioners get very frustrated when you give a client, a patient, a set of instructions and they don't follow it. So there's a lot of times you'll go to a seminar and the speaker will give all these perfect recommendations, but you're just thinking to yourself, nobody's ever going to do this. And I would try, when I first got into practice 20 some years ago, I would say, you know what, I'm going to try this. And I would give the instructions to my clients and they would not follow through on it at all. So then I came up with the idea of putting the superfoods in smoothies and making the smoothies taste really good. Then I noticed that the clients would follow through. And that was one of the first things that you said to me is, this is really practical. This is stuff that people actually do.
Right, because right out of the gate, most of them just, before they came to my office, they just walked out of McDonald's. And so they're not going to have...
That's true. That's very true.
You know, they're not going to have the same desire for the nutrient-dense food that we do at our home with the bone broth and the grass-fed beef and all that. And so when I talk about that, it's a complete different language to them. And most of them, you know, I want to encourage them to take steps that direction. But in the meantime, right out of the gate, when they leave my office, they can start doing this and it will make an impact in their health.
Well, Dusty, I appreciate your input and I appreciate all you do. I really am excited about working with NTP practitioners. I'm really excited about working with the NTA. I think it's a very good fit, and we fill an area that's addressing food that other people aren't filling. And I'm really just excited about the quality of people in general that go through that program.
Thank you, Dr. John. I'm impressed with the ingredients in the products, because there's nothing but superfoods. And that's one of the things that attracted me. It's just food, and nutrient-dense food at that.
All right, Dusty. Thanks for doing the interview.
Thank you.